The woke media is turning on Disney for canceling The Acolyte. This is so funny. The Mary Sue has multiple articles of just complete meltdowns, and we're going to just laugh at them because this has been a great week. Disney did cancel The Acolyte. They removed all of its merch from its store, trying to memory hole it. It is a big, big train wreck for the Star Wars franchise. And I think it's done. And yeah, Disney's happy to let the toxic dude bros win, I guess. Thanks, Rachel Leshman. 3 articles over the last couple days just going off on this as they're trying to get a petition to save the Acolyte going. It had like 5,000 signatures its first day. You need probably 1 million to make it go. I mean, they need a lot of viewers that they didn't have watching The Acolyte because it was such a terrible, terrible travesty, an anti-Star Wars, if anything. And it's really, really funny to watch the woke journalists want and demand Disney to prioritize the identity politics even harder. It wasn't enough. Be better. Over just basic things like $180 million show not performing. My gosh, let's get into the news in just a moment. My name's John Delarose, everybody. I'm a #1 best-selling science fiction author, the most trusted name in science fiction fandom, and I would love for you to back my alternative to Disney Star Wars right here. This is The Hidden Emperor, a great sci-fi graphic novel that I've got on Kickstarter right now. We're almost to $30,000 and a huge, tremendous support so far. I really appreciate you guys for doing this, and we're not canceled. We're going to be making a one after this as a sequel again because of your tremendous support and, of course, the people loving this series. Now, we have Mike Barron, who actually wrote the comic script adaptation of the Timothy Zahn trilogy, the Heir to the Empire stuff. He's doing a 4-page comic as a backup on this once we hit that $30,000 goal. It's a stretch goal to add to the book. I would love to get that on here. Mike Barron's amazing, and thank you guys for the support. Back it today. It's in the description below. And make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Join us here as we talk about all the most fun things in pop culture. So, The Acolyte was a new and exciting show in the Star Wars franchise. Press X to doubt. Fans were given a look at a time period in the High Republic era that was never seen in live action. We had new characters to love, a cliffhanger with Yoda, and it was just exciting. Can you, shill any harder than this? It makes me want to vomit. I mean, geez. Go get a room with The Acolyte already. But any kind of change in Star Wars brings a rush of angry dude bros with their pitchforks. They never gave the series a chance. Through review bombing and hating on social media, these men made it impossible for anyone to talk about the series. This is what this new track that the SJWs are going on of we can't talk about a series. Is so weird to me. They're acting like they're being abused or whatever because they go on a public forum and they get some pushback when they're clearly lying about something. So when you're on a public forum, just so you know, as a person who's been canceled repeatedly by the publishing establishment, by people piling on me, I get death threats weekly. You know what? Man up just a little bit. If somebody just says The Acolyte's trash, it's not going to cause any problem for your life. You can get over it. You should see a therapist and maybe get on some psychotropics if you're having a problem with that. But I'm seeing this more and more that they're flipping out. We don't have a safe space to say we enjoy The Acolyte. I guess the Mary Sue is not a safe enough space on this. But here it is. This is a win for those toxic people. Absolutely. It's wonderful. I'm so proud to be a toxic person and winning. I'm so proud that the Mary Sue's mad. It is just beautiful. It makes my day every single time. They were furious about Obi-Wan. It hasn't been given a second season. They're angry about the Book of Boba Fett repeatedly. Yeah, 2 more trash shows. They were terrible. And this is why people tuned out. And here's the thing. Look, Twitter's not reality. If there were just a, quote, few angry dude bros mad on Twitter or whatever, and they're actually seething, and everybody was watching it and enjoying it except for that, this would be absolutely getting a second season. The ratings would be high. It wouldn't matter. What matters is everybody didn't watch this because everybody realized this was not a good show. When you have 2 full episodes that were just backstory, that's writing 101. And of course, they've refilmed the same events twice. Out of 8 episodes, you have a full quarter of your show being exposition and backstory. That one was like the false way it was, and one's the real way it was. I mean, oh my gosh, why would you make people sit through an hour of that when you've only got 4 hours of content? It's insane. This is just amateur writing at its worst. My gosh, I can go off on so many different things, from the stone castle that burned down to even more. But this is ridiculous. Those angry men are never going to like what the franchise does until they're the ones calling the shots. Maybe true, and maybe we should be calling the shots at this point. Maybe it's time to get these strange women out of Star Wars who clearly don't understand what the property is, which is an action-adventure property designed for boys and men. It's not a My Little Pony adventures designed for girls. It's not some like gay romance fanfic. That's what they're turning it into, and that's why it doesn't work and why the fan base has all tuned out. That's your first article. Let's get to even more. Amanda Landwer. With the Acolyte canceled, I'm nervous about the future of Disney Star Wars. Oh, Monday broke the news that Disney and Lucasfilm would be not moving forward with Leslie Headland's Star Wars series, The Acolyte. Since then, the topic has dominated headlines. I think people are failing to understand what this means for the franchise's future. Oh, let's get this out of the way. I don't have particularly strong feelings about The Acolyte. This is really funny. If the defenders in the mainstream media like Mary Sue don't have particularly strong feelings about it, well, maybe that gives you a sign that the show just wasn't good, that the characters didn't captivate any audiences, and that you should just let it go by the wayside because it was garbage. It really was. It said it suffered from typical first season woes, never found its footing. Well, yeah, correct. It was a bad show. That's why people didn't watch it and they tuned out, and it was extremely expensive to make. This was like big budget Hollywood blockbuster film expensive to make. So that's why it's not there. It's pretty obvious. Oh, so funny stuff. And so now what's in store? Not much. That's good. And that's a good thing, as they often say in their headlines for this kind of stuff. It's really good that Star Wars: A Skeleton's Crew, Andor, which will end with Season 2, nothing remains certain about the franchise's future. Well, yeah, because they've just been a disaster. Now, Ahsoka got greenlit, and I actually thought Ahsoka was okay, not great. It was much better than The Acolyte for sure. At least there were characters to care about in there. My gosh. And so there is something there that's going to keep going on. And it shows that, again, the shows that even just do modestly okay will get greenlit for a second season. The ones that are just absolutely terrible and nobody watches won't. But this goes further, okay? So the franchise is uncertain. Now we have a third one. So we've got this first chick is Rachel Leshman, weird woman. Strange woman, Amanda Lauer, strange woman, and now we have Rachel Ulatowski, strange woman. Disney should be ashamed for further fueling the trolling of the Acolyte cast and crew. Well, gosh, Rachel, you're going to make me like Disney at this point. Is Disney really fueling this, or did they really just fuel it themselves? You got to remember, after that third episode, Amanda Stenberg came out with that cringy music video where she was on there screaming at the racists and the bigots, saying she didn't give a F about what they thought. When you go out there, that's trolling. That's asking for it. That is sticking a middle finger into the fans' faces, calling them names, calling them racist, and then you expect no pushback? Of course you're going to get pushback at that point. And I really think that was the death knell for The Acolyte. I mean, the first couple episodes did not have the greatest view numbers, but after that came out, it really solidified that people were like, you know what, I'm not even going to watch this. This woman's insufferable. She hates me and my family, and so I'm just out. And that's what happened right there. So how is Disney fueling this right here? After a terribly mishandled cancellation of The Acolyte, making the cast and crew even more susceptible to harassment and trolling. Again, just pushback is something that just drives these people crazy at this point. The trolling began because the show featured a diverse cast and came from female showrunner Leslie Headland, who, by the way, was Harvey Weinstein's former assistant. Let's never forget that. Although you want to talk about harassment, my gosh, there was real harassment, and Leslie either turned a blind eye or was complicit or was there at the time. Let's talk about that. Such harassment is typical for female-led or diverse series. Backlash for The Acolyte was more unhinged than usual. The show was terrible, and it just got bad reviews, and this is what people are talking about. Unhinged trolls. And this is really, really funny. Still managed to secure a fan base and positive reviews. No, it didn't. That's why it's canceled. The views were terrible. There were no positive reviews except for from the shill media that pays for access to Disney and wants to maintain access for Disney. These companies will take your access away if they don't. You don't give them positive reviews on these major outlets. It's been seen many, many a times. They're all propaganda pieces, and that's how that's going on. So Disney mishandle. How do you handle a cancellation? You just say it's canceled. It's over. That's all that goes on there. It's hard to make sense of Disney's decision to remove all of its merch just days after canceling the cancellation. Well, here's why they did that. The Acolyte is damaging to the Star Wars brand. It's so bad, it's so poorly received that they know that like it's going to hurt their other merch sales by continually reminding fans that they push this despite it obviously being something that fans didn't want. Despite it disrespecting the Star Wars franchise and the Jedi especially. They want to remove that because they know the pushback's so bad. They know that the fan base hates it, and that is their decision to do this. That does make a lot of sense at that point. Trolls have been spamming the comments on every single one of her Instagram posts, mocking her. Well, yeah, after she did that cringy music video, again, she went out there and decided to fight the fans. She decided to call the fans racists and bigots and all that. And yeah, she's going to get pushback at this point. And she should. Honestly, when you act that badly, when you act that poorly, when you act like a spoiled Hollywood starlet like she is, you know what? You shouldn't get rewarded for it. That's dang right. And gosh, I don't see how Disney's doing anything. Disney could have lessened the blow by releasing a statement defending the work. Well, why would they when the ratings were so poor and the fans hate it? If they did that, they would have just caused a bigger problem for themselves again because of all the bad behavior that this cast and crew did, because of the bad work the cast and crew did. And it's really, really funny of what's going on with this and Mary Sue turning on Disney for not being woke enough. Couldn't happen to some nicer people. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure to check out the Hidden Emperor graphic novel. Great alternative to Disney Star Wars. This is wonderful. If you're a toxic bigot who hates the current Star Wars, you're going to love this, my friends. So check it out in the description below. Thank you guys so much for the tremendous support.